Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, comments, and connections, social media friends. This is Jim Sase speaking from Hyderabad. I'll be giving you a NATO strategic decision direction of South Hub. A status update from NATO strategic direction South Hub. Freedom Amakio also likes this. It is shared by Francisco Saez Gonzalo and Aldebaran threat consultants. The status update says that the following report presents a concise political outlook in sub-Saharan Africa in 2026, assessing key dynamics across insurgent terrorism, the expanding use of unmanned aerial systems, election-related unrest, and potent persistent civil conflicts. The outlook anticipates insurgents, a deepening rural and corridor control access across the Sahel and the Lake Chad basin. It also points to a more dispersed drone threat extending from Sudan to eastern DRC and Mozambique, alongside heightened electoral flashpoint in Nigeria, Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Uganda. These dynamics are expected to unfold at multifold front conflicts that favor localized escalation or decisive outcomes. The analysis underscores the downstream implications for security environments, the humanitarian access, and critical infrastructure while framing scenario-based considerations for policymakers and field operators navigating an increasingly complex threat landscape. Each of us today to receive the Elder Brand Security Outlook for Sub-Saharan Africa 2026. Terrorism trajectory across Africa. The multi Burkina Faso, JNIM is likely to deepen rural influence and corridor control across Mali and Burkina Faso are using periodic high impact attacks to pressure the juntas. Benin, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Costa Rica, spillover pressure will remain highest in northern Benin and Togo as networks shift from transit aid rates towards local embedding. Cote d'Ivoire is most exposed to renewed northern probing through border communities and corridors, and Senegal's risk is more intermittent and linked to low-scale recruitment near the southeastern frontier. Nigeria, northwest Nigeria is likely to see continued convergence between banditry, surveillance, and jihadist linked actors, including suspected IS-linked Roa in Sokoto, Kebbi, and suspected JNM linked Mahmouda on the Niger Kawara axis, raising the risk of transactional coordination, more IEDs, and abductions. Mozambique, the ISIS linked insurgency is likely to sustain foreign pressure in northern Mozambique and periodically probe into Namibia, Nampula, militant drone, IS tactics in Sudan and Ethiopia. Sudan, RSF drones are likely to keep past striking far behind front low lines, including urban areas, and sustaining disruption to some airports and power, elevating misidentification risk of aviation and client operations. Ethiopia, ETF is likely to continue to dry season drone strikes against insurgents despite a preference to conserve capacity for a potential area confrontation while insurgents drone uptake remains limited. Key election hotspots. Somalia and Uganda. Somalia delays in implementing direct elections increase the likelihood of a term extension, which is likely to drive clan-like linked mobilization and episodic unrest in Mogadishu. Uganda, the January 2026 presidential election will remain a high-risk period with elevated likelihood of intimidation, roadblocks, localized clashes, and post-result protests met by heavy-handed responses. Kenya is likely to face sustained pre-election volatility as the 2026-27 cycle accelerates with by-elections and party nominations as key flashpoints for episodic protests and localized violence that may escalate quickly. Flashpoints for potential worsening civil war. Sudan. The Sudanese civil war will drag until in 2026 with intense fighting in the greater Kordofan area while drone airstrikes deep behind frontline areas will occur in virtually every major urban center in the country. The Niger, the MPLJ may continue attacks in western Niger, targeting security forces and academic sites, likely using monitoring infrastructure sabotage and sporadic small-scale assaults that increase exposure for anti-natural resource operators. Ethiopia, parallel EOLA and Fano conflicts are likely to remain in addition. There's pressure shifts between theaters create gaps that enable internet insurgent gains. So South Sudan, fragmentation and weak implementation of the 2018 peace deal will likely sustain localized clashes with the Upper Nile Jongleur belt remaining the most sensitive zone. Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the M23 conflict will remain the main driver of rapid change in the east, increase sustaining armed group competition and widening spillover risk behind the main front. Thank you so much.